All right, James. Good to see you again. We're here at the 50th anniversary Comic-Con, and you've brought Batman Hush to us this year. I imagine that a lot of fans have been waiting for this one. It's a very popular graphic novel. And for you personally, what does Batman Hush mean to the Mythos? Why does it stand out? Why is it unique?
For me, I'm an old school Batman fan, and so for me, and an artist, so the biggest draw, no pun intended, was for the comics was Jim Lee drawing all these Batman characters.
Sure, yeah.
For the story of adapting it, we kind of realized, oh no, this should be, because we reread the comic, and the through line through the comic was Batman and Catwoman's relationship. She was a part of his journey trying to find out who Hush was. And it was also about them, she learns his secret identity, and there's besides the mystery of who Hush is, there's like an exploration of their relationship. And that's something we haven't touched on in any of these movies, and I hadn't really been a part of the animated movies since I think Mask of the Phantasm.
Sure.
So we realized that's some territory we could revisit. So, but we have all the cameos, we have all the major plot points. There's a few twists and turns we changed, but overall, I think it honors the story while being its own adaptation, its own unique thing.
Well, what's also really interesting with what you've been doing with this reoccurring continuing cast for these things is sort of creating your own continuity with these animated films, but also bringing in things from former DC, like the comic continuity, and sort of adapting it to your new continuity. Yeah. Is there a challenge to that, or do you find that easier than expected?
It's easier for me because the way they were doing the old, when they originally started the line, it was all standalones. And so that made certain stories harder to tell. Like Judas Contract needed context, it needed to have a Titans movie before it. It needed to have people. You couldn't just tell that story straight without knowing where the Titans came from. So we needed to be able to have a Titans movie before it, and so we got that with Justice League Teen Titans. The same thing with all the other characters. Having Superman in this. Well, we just had Death of Superman.
Right, yeah.
And so just, there's a familiarity when the same guy who played Superman in this movie is the same one who shows up. And just, I think the movies will play, the fans have been kind of impatient about it. And also, to be honest, they haven't promoted the movies as being a continuity until late in the game.
Sure.
Phil and I have been, talking till we turned blue, but I think now, finally, people understand that these connect, they're cumulative, the story builds, and it's connected. It's kind of what feature films has been trying to do for a while now. Anyway, all that's to say is I think the story works good in a continuity. And certain stories like Hush, you kind of need to have movies around it to give it context. You could do a standalone, but half your audience who hadn't read the book won't know what's going on, because the book doesn't explain everyone really. People show up. There's a voiceover or a talking narration, but that can weigh a movie down. So that's why we don't do voiceover that much. So anyway, I guess I.
Well, no, you definitely answered my question. We're very excited to follow the characters in this film and follow them on into the future. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy their time.
All right. Thank you.